Yo!
Yo!
Got a couple people here. Paz, Drazvin, Twilight, Soulscape. How you doing?
Yo. Thank you.
So we are hopefully going to finish up this run. There's only so much left. Like, it can't take that long.
Hopefully.
So we'll see how it goes. Oh, you're gonna have a fun time figuring out how to fight Ridley's bodyguards.
No.
There are mechanics. I don't know. As a kid, I just kind of sat there and got hit. Like it's a strategy. It works.
Okay.
Okay, it's okay. I can help you out. I can tell you about all, like, the RBO strats and everything.
Okay, look, there's all those dead knees. I need to die one more time, and then it'll be the title screen.
All right. Bam. We're still going. It's the title. It's the demo.
Hello?
Oh.
Just pressing buttons like, is it working?
No, it is clearly not. Okay, so we see how much health we have. Let's make sure the save works this time. You're in Norfair. You're at the correct save in Norfair.
Good thing you remember where I was.
And it looks like you have the screw attack.
Well, let's find out. Yep.
Alright, so we're at the correct save.
Yay, it didn't do shenanigans.
Everything is good.
I
Alright, so we can get going.
have no idea I'm going.
Well, take a quick look around. See what you remember.
I don't know what's to the right of that. Whatever room is above me. Look, I don't remember a lot. I don't remember a lot.
Alright, well, let's head outside. Maybe it'll jog your memory.
I'm gonna go down this elevator.
Sure thing.
It's down. Down looks like progress.
Going to the right would have probably turned you away anyway. It's a giant lava pit.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, so last time you went left. And that loops you around where you fight Gold Torso and get the screw attack.
Mm.
And you come back up the right. So if you want to progress, you're going right.
I see. Is it ever explained how Ridley, who is a dragon, is the leader of the space pirates? I mean, like, they're all weird.
Nobody argues with the dragon. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If you were the leader of the space pirates and Ridley came up and said, "I'm gonna lead the space pirates," are you gonna say no?
Oh, right. Jerks. Dang it!
A reminder that everything in here hurts.
Ah!
Also a reminder, screw attack will one-shot everything.
I'm not gonna screw attack in a friggin' one high hallway. Do you mind? Do you mind? Can I screw attack that? No.
Yeah, being honest, someone probably did say no. And that's why Ridley is leader of the space pirates.
Okay. Hey! I don't appreciate. Fine. Use a mechanic. Wait, what?
Yeah, those are fall blocks. Those are blocks if you touch from the top, they crumble.
F? F?
Oh, seems like we're not going this way.
F? I don't like this.
Okay, so let's try and remember where you came up
Wait a minute.
from after getting the screw attack.
I hate that I can't move the cursor. I don't move the cursor. Okay, so that was like here-ish, right?
Yep, that's where you got the screw attack.
Was it just like this hallway?
Yep.
I'm really confused. Why is this room a thing?
Okay, the crumble blocks are one-way blocks, so you can only get through them from above.
Yeah.
So that means you're probably going to be coming back that way at some point.
But like, why? Jump! God damn it. I just want to kill that guy. It's not that hard. Oh, hi. Okay. Figured it out. Dang it. I could have gotten that back. $10 let it go.
You came in from the left after beating Gold Torzo.
Look! I can not have good memory. Oh no. Just, oh no.
That's the way you're going.
No. No! Don't. No, why are you like this? Why are you rising?
You took too long.
Come on. Dang. I'm gonna die. Nope. Nope. Screw him. God damn. Come on. Please. My dude. And then he just left.
And he's coming back.
God frickin'.
There, you got it.
I got him. Dang it. It's gonna be easier. Frickin' wall jump. No, it's not.
For the record, that is possible to wall jump around.
I've seen you do it.
It's very difficult, but very possible.
Come on.
Not the hardest wall jump in the game. I'm told you can wall jump out of the plasma beam room, but I don't believe it.
What the? No! Oh my goodness! Give me that. Oh no. Oh my god!
Got a bit in from B-Horn.
Oh my god! Get out of the frickin' gross. No, I'm gonna die. Yep.
Got 3 reserve tanks.
They're going. Get out! Get out! Get out! I'm dead. I don't like this anymore. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Death counter. Why is it suddenly horrible?
Mostly because at this point they expect you to have at least a decent amount of mastery over space jump and screw attack.
Yeah, but space jump is horrible.
It kind of is, yeah.
So why is this horrible?
So we can save a lot of... Now that you've been through it once and have some idea of what you're getting yourself into, we can make this a fair bit easier.
Come on. Oh my god.
Don't need to go up there.
Dang it. Oh, freaking you.
Well, you got the low guy already, and he's the one who's giving you trouble.
I've had enough of your crap! Don't shoot after you've been frozen. No! No! Ugh. I'm trying. I said, shut up. I don't know why that jump in particular is so freaking hard for me to do. There. Ow. Nope.
You can stand on those guys even if they're not frozen.
I don't want to stand on him.
I was just thinking it may make that angle easier to jump up there.
Okay, this is the room of pain, right?
Yep.
Knock a time.
Alright.
Look up, it's capped.
Yeah,
capped.
that's true. That's true.
And I hate this room. Because it's freaking massive and I can't explore any of it.
Yeah, you cannot take time to explore this room. If you just follow the platforms, it's not too bad. But, like, you can't take time in this room.
I feel like that room undermines the entire, like, purpose almost of this game. Because it's an extremely explorative game. You know? The whole, like, premise is to explore.
It is. We've seen a number of rooms like that already, though.
Yeah, but they're not massive rooms.
That's true.
If you look at how huge that room is.
That is true.
All of the other rooms with rising stuff that hurts, whether it be acid or lava, are one screen high. You can see there's a floor and a ceiling, and there's not really a way to explore it.
That's true.
Just got here. Where did Barry die the third time? If you just got here and you missed the Naka time, it was this massive room with rising acid. And trying to go through it the first time I died. And then second time I was just like, screw it! Naka time.
Those were suspicious.
That's why I paused. Like, no kidding. Ah! I like how they have that one. The one that goes away.
There's another one underneath the other block, too.
Oh. Am I gonna regret going down here?
No. I will say, though, those guys are Ridley's watchdogs.
Oh.
These are some of the, just number-wise, those are some of the strongest enemies in the game. This is where you need to go, and where I suggest you go right now. There's a save point down there.
Oh, there's a save point
Yeah.
down here, okay.
So, play it very safe. Like, stand up here, shoot down at them, angle down and hit him if he meanders off to the left. But do not... If you get into close quarters with him, screw attack into him. Like, don't try to tussle with him.
Eh.
Should be one more. Those are also frequently called the Three Musketeers. No, those aren't the Three Musketeers. The Three Musketeers come later, I think. Because you fight them again later. Now, just reminder, they will respawn.
Yep.
And they can come down where you are.
Look. I'm prepared for it.
So, funny thing about those guys, they have so much health that the screw attack does damage per frame that it's overlapping an enemy. And it does just a stupid amount of damage, which is why it kills everything instantly. Those guys have so much health, they had to actively be made weak to the screw attack in order to be killed instantly by them.
Huh.
Like, they take double damage or whatever to the screw attack, which was required in order to kill them. There's no door.
What?
It's just the door graphic goes.
Oh, is that just a layering thing?
Yeah. Like, it's just because it is technically just a tunnel you can pass through.
Okay, I guess I'm going down here.
Yep.
I don't wanna. I know I just saved, but I'm like, I feel like half health, and I don't wanna. I don't want nothing. What the frick? this. Oh no. Why is this a thing that's happening?
This is effectively the final gauntlet of the game. This is the nastiest of the nasty that the game's got for you.
Is there not, like, health anywhere?
Eventually.
Oh god.
I mean, if you wanted to go farm the watchdogs, then you can do that. Okay, in the interest of saving your health, just because I know you're worried about that right now, there are a bunch of enemies right in the next area, and they will come at you.
Mm.
You have to bomb your way out, though, so like you've got to bomb that, and then pretty much as soon as you get out there, guys are going to jump at you.
Mm.
And now you're in a bad spot. Probably power bomb him to death.
Hi. Ah! He's even angrier now. What if I just...
I would suggest not moving away from the bomb when you lay it down. Because that way you're in position to lay another one if you want to. Okay, so there's like 4 more of them in here.
Okay.
If you don't want to shoot them, reminder screw attack one-shots them.
Right. Ah! You on the ceiling or not?
Actually, I think there's just 3 more in here, so there's only 1 more now. He's not very good at his job.
Nope. Camera. Thanks. Thanks, I needed more of those. I want health, my dude.
I've got some bad news for you.
He's missing a head.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't wanna. This is gonna take all night because I'm apprehensive about everything. Ah!
It's safe to jump down.
I don't believe anything. This game has a real problem with leaps of faith. Heck. Frick. Ow! What? Okay.
So Ridley's bodyguards are in this next room. They're going to be probably the hardest. They're the only barrier left between you and health. It's actually kind of a fight in order to take them out. If you don't know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
This is one of those things where, like, if you've practiced and got it down, they're a joke, an absolute joke, and the fight's over in 10 seconds. But if you don't especially know what you're in for, it can be kind of a tussle.
Question.
Yes.
Are those spikes? Does the bottom of that thing hurt you?
Sure does.
This is just if you're like towed out a little too far.
We've also seen those before. Actually, no, we haven't. I don't think we haven't gone that way. They were back in wrecked ship in the spiky death room.
Huh. I see.
Technically they were all... No, we have seen them. They just weren't moving at the time.
No, I'm not talking about those spikes. I'm talking about that thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have technically seen it before. It was in a room in wrecked ship, but the power wasn't on, so it wasn't moving. So it was just kind of a... more spikes on the ceiling at quick glance. We haven't... Yeah, this is the first time we've seen one moving.
Well, am I gonna die?
Okay, so the idea... these are called the like the golden space pirates or the silver space pirates or whatever. The idea is, just for the sake of not killing you, while you have to like ram your head against them to figure it out, they are immune to all damage. You cannot hurt them. You cannot shoot them, screw attack into them, missile them, anything. Except they have... You can speed booster into them, that's true. It's hilarious. Also hard.
Yeah.
I think just because you have to like run friggin' through them while you, like, in order to build up the speed boost, I'm not sure how you do that. You've got to like shoot them at the right time or something, but like, or take damage so you can run through them to build up the boost. Once you kill one, the other one's a lot easier. But regardless, don't shine spark into them.
I'm gonna do it.
Right now.
Right now.
Pro strats.
Uh-huh.
So they mostly just kind of stand there and throw things at you and then somersault every now and then. They will occasionally jump in the air and do a diagonal kick directly at you. When they do this, they turn golden. When they turn golden, you can hurt them. It takes 3 super missiles to kill each one.
Good God. Well, I'm gonna die. Here goes.
Like, as a child, I'll say, the way I did it as a child was when they jump... Because you can kind of, like, screw attack around all day long and never get hurt by anything. But they will also never kick at you. You have to be standing kind of the correct distance away from them for them to hit you with the kick before they try to kick you.
Can I, like, do this? Will they kick me if I'm morphed?
Probably, but then you wouldn't be able to shoot them.
Get up out of a morph.
I mean, you have to get up quick because you have very little time to kind of react to it, I guess. The best thing to do really is just to kind of get to find that distance that they'll kick you. And when I did it as a kid anyway, I just let him jump in the air, kick at me, and I'd shoot him once, and then I'd let him kick me. But then he lands and runs a couple steps behind, like in the other direction, and he's still golden for a second. So like I'd get hit, and then he'd run over, and then I'd shoot him in the back. So I'd get like 2 hits in. That's how I did it as a kid. If you can make it past these guys, there's help.
I want help. Is there a save point?
No, you had your save point.
This game very suddenly turned unkind.
I mean, again, this is... Like, there are no techniques or learning or really exploration. There's not even much need to explore anymore because you have everything. So they're giving you a challenge
I hate it when games are like, la-di-da, this is okay, everything's fine. Alright, you've had your fun, bitch.
Admittedly, the game was never... Or the game has been getting, like, notably harder. It wasn't, like, easy right up until suddenly hard.
No.
But especially at this point, once they gave you screw attack, and you can just kill everything by somersaulting into it, the kid gloves are off. Like, they kind of figure, you're stupid powerful at this point, so we kind of have to make everything else powerful.
Okay, I'm gonna go die.
Alright, try to only fight one of them at once.
I'll try. Hello. Hello. Ah! You wanna...
He may not do it from that side, like maybe you're too close to the edge of the screen. Or the edge of the room, I should say. There we go, and...
Yep. No, I'm gonna die. He just kicks me! Stop it! I don't...
Hit him
I
once.
hurt him once!
Got hit once.
He's off screen, come on! Yeah, I'm gonna die. Come on. I have to sneeze. Don't. I have to fucking not. Yeah, no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna run this way. Come on, dude. God.
Yeah, you can hit him right before he hits you. You don't have to wait for him to, like, hit you and go through you.
I know, that's how I killed him.
Yeah, it is. I'm just... There's only two of them.
Yeah, that was more than half my health, though. Come on.
You did.
I don't like these idiots.
They were rough. As a kid, I played very cowardly in the game, and you cannot play like a coward against those guys. Okay, these guys take a surprising amount of damage, so I kill them as quickly as you can. And then that right there will spawn some duders.
Oh, it's not even... Oh my God. Come on. Really?
Try shooting horizontally. You should be able to just keep mashing. But like if you angle down, some, as you saw, sometimes they'll be too low. Since you have wave beam.
Ugh.
Yeah, like fighting Ridley's bodyguards, since I played this game like a coward when I was a kid, and mostly because I knew I was invincible when I was screw attacking, I just space jump and screw attack everywhere along the top of the screen. I'd like try to dip down and like goad them into doing the kick, and like they're smart enough to know I can't hit you with the kick while you're up there, so I'm not gonna kick. And like you can kill him without getting hurt. Like it's completely reasonable to do it. So it's not like you have to take damage in order to kill these guys. But it does kind of make you have to actually get in there and fight them. would be better if there was an actual recharge. You can't give a recharge room this close to the effectively final boss.
Yeah, you can. If you can do this, then you can. Come on, they knew what this was for. Okay. Dang it!
Yeah, at this point you can pretty much just screw attack through the rest of this room.
I want that health. Oh, great. Frickin'. Does that do anything? I forget.
Yep. And through that door is Ridley.
Oh boy.
So the best advice that I can give for Ridley.
He doesn't have weak points. You just shoot
Yeah,
him.
he doesn't have weak points. There's no strategy or technique in order to make him, like, open up so you can hurt him or anything. He's just a giant hurt box. And hitbox. He's both. So, because of that, and I'll also say, his AI is difficult. It's a brutal fight. It's not like fighting a lot of the other bosses where there's like a pattern and you go, oh, okay, he's doing this attack, I can dodge it this way. He's here to mess you up. So don't worry too much about dodging. Like, because you're gonna get hit. Like, the more time you spend trying to run away or get away from him and try not to get hit, the more time he's hitting you anyway, and you are not shooting him. So my best suggestion is, obviously don't do stupid stuff like stand in him or anything. Like, try.
Stand right under his pogo stick.
Like, try, but mostly get on super missiles and don't let up.
I'm gonna try.
You got this.
Nope.
Oh man, Krillin. This is the hardest boss in the game. You got this.
Why is this the hardest boss in the game?
Because Mother Brain is way more predictable. And again, Ridley is here to mess you up. It's also sort of because Samus and Ridley have their thing. Like, Samus doesn't really have anything personal against Mother Brain. She just got to take Mother Brain out to stop crap from happening. But like Ridley killed her parents in front of her, which is why she has PTSD. So yeah, there's a relationship here.
Okay, I'm gonna go die.
You got this.
Nope. I'm down 1 health. I can't do it.
If you really want to, you can farm health in this room.
I'm kidding. It's 1 health.
This is actually where the RBO strats comes in, is in this room you can get on the grappling beam. And there's a pedestal you can kneel on that the little duders fly up and at you on both sides of you. So you just angle down with grappling beam, zap one that kills him. And then you turn around to the other one, zap that one that kills him. And then grappling beam also zaps and can grab items. So you just kind of sit there and go zap, 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 zap. And they do that in reverse boss order to refill their crap. Thank you for the bits, Bjorn!
Thank you.
Yeah, Ridley killing her parents thing is 100% canon. That is a thing.
Alright, I'm gonna go die. Stop, my dude. Oh, I missed. Shoot! I'm pressing the button. Dang it.
Yeah, the angle up button is a good friend in this fight because he's above you like always. Run out of super exchange for regular missiles.
I have one left.
You hit him with it.
Stop it!
And you can rapid fire regular missiles, so just...
Dang it! Yeah, I'm gonna die. Stop it! Where the heck did you go? Ow! Stop it! Just pause right here.
Got those reserve tanks. A little bit of fight left in you.
He's mad. I'm mad. Nope. Come on.
Oh,
Ah!
you had him real low too.
I know. That's why I said he's mad. Oh god, I have to do this shit again. I kind of don't want to.
I mean, you got 4.5 minutes of Naka time.
Yeah, I might use it. Just like save it for escape. I'm not saving the animals. I don't have it in me.
Mm.
Sorry. You're fucked.
Well, I mean, we'll see how much timer's on the clock, because if you got me doing escape, I'll save the animals.
Does it count as me beating the game if you do escape?
I mean, maybe I can get you up the thing. Up the tower.
Come on. Or not. Fine. What you doing?
Increment the death counter.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Prime games are between 1 and 2. That is true. Yeah. Metroid Prime takes, the Prime games do take place between.
God freaking damn it. No, it's a power bomb. Okay, whatever.
Um.
Really?
If you power bomb on the other side, you can do that.
Really? Look, I made that jump without getting hit the first time. I can be proud of myself for that. Even though the rest of this was a jerk. This is where these guys are, right?
Yeah.
God damn it. No! Buttons! There we go. God damn it. Come on. Come on!
Okay. Yeah, down there and then to the right, or left.
And then there's this weird shit.
The most fun part is getting back out of here.
Oh god.
$4 in from Soulscape, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Put you at the full 5 minutes. Can we wait and add that after we use Naka time, which is immediately in the next room?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I know how to shoot a door.
Okay, Naka time. Pause. That's probably one my water bottle peeing. Yeah, it is. I saw the bubble pop. It's my water bottle.
Make it stop. Make it stop! That's creepy! Everybody at home is like, what?
The seal on the top of my water bottle isn't like 100% good. So if a little bit of water gets caught in the nozzle, like after I drink from it or something, over time, like the air and expansion and whatever will push some of that water out. So you'll be sitting there.
Awful noise.
So you'll be sitting there, and like 5 minutes later, you'll just hear this little like.
I wouldn't call it a more like a zzz.
Yeah, it's higher. It's doing. Yeah, it's doing, but it's much higher pitched than that because it's a very, very tiny hole.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 405 plus 4 minutes, so that, or
It's
plus
not 4
$4,
minutes.
so that's, or plus $4.
Yeah. That's 40 seconds.
Yeah, so 445.
Okay, it was gonna. Ugh. Stab!
If you want to have a much lazier time about it, you can go into the menu and turn off charge beam, and then you can just hold down the shoot button. What is my favorite Metroid power-up?
How much Naka time does Barry get? You can see the timer on the stream. It says Naka time, 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, she has that much time at her disposal, should she need it. And then that can go up to a maximum of 5 minutes.
Crap, if I die again, I might have you beat Ridley. I don't know if I'm doing that a third time. Is there more health that I could have gotten?
I'd have to think where. I mean, yes. Because at this point you can 100% the game. I gotta think where.
Oh, I'm full.
There's actually one not far away. An energy tank not far away that I probably should have directed you to before Ridley. I wanted to get you to that save point though, and then we just kind of kept going.
Well, you told me not to go up.
Well, I mean, I wanted you to save. That's the only one immediately. There's actually one you don't have access to. So there's three. There's three somewhere. I know where one of them is. There's 2 energy tanks. I can't think where are. I think one of them's in Gauntlet. We never did Gauntlet. So that's one. Where's the last energy tank? You're down 1 health again.
What? How does that happen? That's why I don't like this. It doesn't show the items. Or it still shows the items after you got them.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And that's been fixed up as you get in later games.
Yeah.
Did Barry check both of the quicksand pits in Meridia? Yes, there's no energy tank in there, though. There's a reserve tank in one. And we opted not to get it, which is why we only have 3 reserve tanks.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'll try this again. I suppose.
You got this.
I don't know about that.
Something that may help some is screw attack does not hurt Ridley, but you cannot be hurt by him if you're screw attacking. So
that only kind of helps.
So what I've done is if he's like way high up in the air and you don't know where he is, screw attack. Because like if you're going up there to his level, you don't want him to like swing into you, dive into you, or whatever. Like.
Okay. I mean, I guess there's also that there's nothing that you can do to make me not frazzled, and that's most of my problem. Okay, I'm gonna go. Does he get hurt by power bombs?
Yes. Poorly.
Oh, like worse than missiles?
If you run out of missiles are really only. Oh man.
Citizen Strife, thank you for the raid.
For the record, missiles at this point, because you have charge plasma wave ice, missiles aren't actually that strong. The big reason missiles are powerful at this point is because you can rapid fire them.
Yeah.
But if you run out of supers and regular missiles, charge beam. It does a stupid amount of damage. Like, the downside is that you have to sit there and charge it up before you can fire it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go die again. Almost landed where the acid's gonna come out. Dang it, I was trying to... It's not that.
his tail specifically.
No! Spin jump, you dumbass!
There we go.
I know how to!
No, I was just gonna say you can't spin jump if you're holding the angle up button.
Why does he do that? Do it from the other side, dude. Freaking pogoing on me. Get up! Get... I'm doing worse this time. Yeah, I'm doing worse this time. What?
I think you managed to hurt him.
Just die, please. No, I'm trying to spin jump. Yeah, no. I'm not doing this a third time.
Alright.
I kind of want to stop streaming, honestly.
Well, we can call it there if you want to.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sorry.
That's alright. Especially at this point, especially the fight with Ridley, the game does get hard. And that's...
Yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. I play video games to have fun. I don't enjoy this. You know? I'm sorry.
That's alright.
Like, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to play. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna get worse because my nerves are shot because of that. You know? So I feel like even if you beat Ridley for me, I'm just gonna go through the rest of this game not having fun. So, I don't know.
And that's alright. Yeah, again, we're to the point where we're past most of the exploration phase. We're kind of beelining to the end of the game, which means they're throwing actual challenge at you. And this section of the game, specifically like the Ridley fight and the lead up to the Ridley fight, is just hard. Like, it just is. Once you...
I guess my thing is, I don't like where they placed the save point. I don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again. And if it was just one boss, that's why I always advocate for placing the save point right before a boss. So you don't have to do stupid things over and over and over again. Because now I've got to, go all the way back down, either have you or just beat up those two idiots that kick at you, farm for health again, which is stupid and takes forever. Like, it's annoying. And video games, in my opinion, should not be annoying. You know?
And I feel like this is also where I understand what they're doing with this.
Well, they're trying to get you good.
I think what they're... I mean, on top, there is that. I feel like what they're also doing is... This is a gauntlet. They're actually making you suffer a little bit to get through this. Like, you've got to work and fight and... Not suffer, struggle is the word. Like, work and fight and struggle to get through this. This is really the only part of the game that they do this to you. And it's specifically leading up to Ridley. The whole game really has been leading up to Ridley. Given that Ridley's the first thing you saw on Sarah's station take the baby Metroid. And I can understand that. I can understand them wanting you to get to Ridley feeling a little beaten and still having to pull through. And that's where, as you said, they also expect you just to get good to a degree.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I fucking hate the get good mentality. Because it's toxic. And it's not necessarily that this game is toxic, but it's the people who say get good are toxic.
Yeah, to be clear,
yeah,
it's not that the game is doing this thing and it's like, oh, this hated thing that the game is doing.
Yeah, but I guess
but it is that, like, that you get to this point and it's hard, and the solution is people saying, well, you just have to get better at the game. There's your solution. Get better at the game.
Yeah.
And some of it is also that different games are built for different people.
Yeah.
And
this is why I play games like Grease that don't have fail states.
Yeah. And for the record, I have kind of been dragging you through this game. Because this isn't the kind of game that you would normally play.
Yeah. Like, at all.
And given that, you can run into situations that aren't built for someone who plays games like you play games. Mm-hmm. And, like, that's normal. Not every game is built for every person.
Mm-hmm. And, like, I like games that require an amount of skill and thinking. Like, Grease was, it had a lot... Captions are spelling it wrong. It's Gris. Gris. Captions don't know what's up. It's Spanish. But, like, that game required, relatively a fair amount of platforming skill. It didn't have it had fail states, but it didn't have, like, game over states. So you miss a jump, and, like, sure, it's a fail state, you've got to go do that whole thing again. But, like, it's not in a way that's like, you are dead, game over, start again, fail. It's natural. It's a natural fail state and not an artificial fail state, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess dying is also kind of a natural fail state, but it takes you out into a menu, Yes, that was the game that I streamed recently. Yeah, having to die to learn ruins all the fun. Yeah. And that's where even in terms of games that I like Assassin's Creed. It's not the kind of game you would look at me and say, yeah, she'll like Assassin's Creed. But I freaking love those games. I don't know why. I think I love them because they're very, like, horizontally skill-based, I suppose. There's a lot of things that you can do in a certain situation. You know, they give you tools, and then they give you a mission, and they go, have at it. Do you want to stealth through this mission? Sure. Do you want to kill everybody? Sure. Do you want to throw bombs down a hallway until you make the biggest ruckus ever? Sure. I need to play the most recent one.
And as far as Super Metroid goes, as we said, this is where like different games are built for different people, and though it's a fine line figuring out whether or not something is the fault of bad game design.
I'm just gonna have you beat Ridley for me. Got 4 minutes of knock time. How long does it take you to beat Ridley?
I don't know. Get back down to the bodyguards.
Yeah.
But this is where and this is where there is a fine line between figuring out whether something is bad game design or whether or not it's just not made for you, per se.
And I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad game design given the amount of people who speedrun this game. Dang it! This ain't Minecraft, come on!
And, like, here, I love this game. I adore this game. And I can understand what they were doing here. They're intentionally making this kind of hard because they want you to struggle through this. I can completely understand that. And I guess for me, the game is just built a little bit more towards me.
Yeah.
So the ability required to get through it isn't detrimental, I guess. Like, it's doable for me.
Something Platinum Maple brought up. Sometimes the victory at the end of all of that stress is worth it. I don't feel that.
To be perfectly honest, I don't either. I am not that person. And that's why you'll notice I don't play a lot of, like, stupid hard games. I'm not the kind of person that goes, yeah, I'm gonna go do that really friggin' hard thing because getting it is gonna feel great.
Just for that.
And for here, this is where, like, my level of ability, and not even now, like, just as a person, I guess, because, like, I'm super practiced, so you can't really compare that. But just as a person, my level of ability here isn't really, or is more suited to this. So I may die, like, once, but I know after I died that once, I'm gonna be able to... I know after I died that once, I'm gonna be able to go back in and do much, and, like, be able to get it the next time.
Why am I doing that?
But for someone who's not as suited to the game, that's where this point especially is shining its worst.
Yeah.
Because the fight to get back is harder than it needs to be. The actual fight is harder than it needs to be.
Okay, I forget where exactly the dudes are. They're not straight down here.
Nah, it's the next room.
This weird ass room.
And, like, that's also why they didn't put an energy recharge or a save point right down here. They put the little dudes showing up because they want you, if you need health, they're gonna make you work for it.
Alright, Naka time. Don't run out on me, I need you. What the fuck?
I'll let you get me to Ridley.
Yeah, can you beat Ridley in 4 minutes?
Yeah, I can beat Ridley in 4 minutes. Just fill me up good.
Oh, I thought I went through that door. I was 1 pixel away. No, I'm gonna get you into Ridley half health.
Do they throw their scythe arms at you? Kind of.
I just want...
And so again, this is where, like, you get something like this where it's hard to tell if the game isn't made for you, or if this should have been made easier. And to be honest, I'm not sure. I can't say if this should have been made easier, like this section in particular, maybe put the save point closer or whatever.
I think even just putting the save point right after the two
Bodyguards.
Yeah. I don't know though. Like, it's hard to say, and I feel like for a game made, what was it, 94?
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Something like that, in the 90s, early 90s.
Like, games were hard as crap back then. They didn't give a crap about anything.
Yeah.
So, like, especially given the time, I think it's fine.
If this game were remade today, I'm just doing this once.
Oh, you know what I would do? The weird passage with, like, the falling spike thing.
Yeah.
At the very bottom, how the left goes to that super missile door. The right, I would put the save point to the right. Like, you ride the spike thing down, you go into the save point to the right. Because after you kill Ridley's bodyguards, the doors turn gray. You can shoot them and open them, and they will stay blue forever. They won't turn gray again. So you could go in there, kill them, leave, save, and then go back in and just screw attack over them. And not fight them. And work your way right over to Ridley. And then, like, you'd have to go through these 3 rooms, but you wouldn't have to fight the bodyguards. In, like, these 2 rooms, you can just screw attack across.
Yeah.
I feel like that's...
So what you're saying is I can go right up now and resave.
You can. And then you don't have to fight the bodyguards again. Like,
I don't want to go through that room again.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Thank you, Beehorn!
Thank you.
Yeah, if the game was remade today, I would want them to change almost nothing. Because if the game was remade today, it would be remade for current gaming audiences. So they would, they would change a ton of mechanics and controls and how things were, like they did with the Metroid 2.
Dang it!
Like they did with Metroid 2.
I'm down 3 health now.
Oh no.
No, 2 health. I'm gonna get that 2 health back. That's not health.
Yeah, like they would handle it like they handled the Metroid 2 remake, and that's not what we want.
Oh, you gotta increment the death counter.
Oh.
I've now died 5 times. It's 1 hand. Now no longer say I can count on, well, if I die 1 more time, I can no longer say I can count on 1 hand.
Yeah, like, there's a lot that we like about Super Metroid because of how it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if that were updated, it would lose that. Like, even graphically. Like, for being a friggin' Super Nintendo game, this game is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, you could, honest to goodness, release a game with graphics like this today, especially with the trend towards, like, retro pixel art stuff.
Yeah.
And people would say, this is freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
And, like, they wouldn't. They'd be dropping in 3D models and, The environments would be bland and boring, like in the friggin' Metroid 2 remake.
Yeah, I have words to say about the whole, like, oh, we're AAA, we have to make this 3D, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think if they remade it, it would have to absolutely be pixel art, and it would have to be the most gorgeous pixel art you've ever seen in your life. Like, it would have to be, or you would lose literally everyone who enjoyed Super Metroid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind fixing a little jank here and there.
Yeah, if they fixed, like, how sand physics works, maybe.
Even, like, little things, because, like, sand is stupid. Even little things like, if you're somersaulting and land on sand, don't embed yourself halfway in the sand. Maybe land on sand like you do if you land on it when you're upright.
Right, but you're spinning, though. You're digging up the sand.
Maybe that was the thought.
Maybe.
Like, maybe something like that. Fix space jump! Heavens! Fix space jump!
Knock his head.
You don't have to do the stupid stuff. You don't have to do all the crazy crap that they did in Fusion and Zero Mission where, like, you can go back and do a spin after you're falling. No, just make it so if I'm spinning, I can jump. That's all I need.
Yeah.
If I'm spinning, let me jump. Like, there's a little bit of other...
I guess the good thing about a remake is that it doesn't make the original go away.
Yeah.
So if they remade it, and it was horrible, you could still play Super Metroid! Just play this one!
I think they should
I mean, it would be disappointing,
Yeah.
but...
They could fix other weird oddities, like the gravity suit is also the Varia suit. Like, honest to goodness, you can go into the menu right now, turn off the Varia suit. It does nothing for you right now. It does literally nothing for you right now. Once you get the gravity suit, the one and only thing the Varia suit does is, for whatever reason, Mother Brain's big laser does more damage if you don't have the Varia suit on.
That is weird.
That's it. That's the only thing that Varia does that gravity doesn't.
Huh.
And that's where, like, the randomizer better split the two suits.
Yeah.
Gravity does not protect you against heated areas in the randomizer.
If they did remake this, would the beginning have a voice reading the intro?
Probably. I wouldn't feel bad about that. That's fair. It's typing out slow enough. You put a voice over. I could get behind that.
Yeah. I think the only thing is, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, having accessibility and difficulty options does not invalidate the intended difficulty of a video game. If you play it and you want to play it the way that the developers intended, all you have to do is not select easy mode and not turn on accessibility options. Just play it on normal and, like, don't yell at people who choose to not do that.
Yeah, I do feel like, especially because developer intentions can go different ways. And this is where, if the developer very strictly intended a very specific difficulty, then what I would do were I them is still add, like, an easier mode or whatever, but do it in a way that is clearly labeled as not the intended way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like make you have to go into a menu or something that turn on accessibility options or something.
Yeah.
Which lets you do it.
I think of Celeste that did this.
Yeah.
They have, like, a whole crap ton of accessibility options, including, I'm pretty sure, infinite health and energy, or whatever you use to, like, get around. The only thing that they did was if you turn on any of those accessibility options, they put a little thing on an icon on your save file.
Yeah. And, like, that's fair too.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want
they kind of got some flack for that, like, oh, they shouldn't have to have a special icon on the save file, but, like, who cares? You know?
Yeah. Like that's a good way to let people play the game they want to play in order to experience the game, but still kind of let them know, and if they're showing off their accomplishment, let other people know that they did not play this in the quote-unquote intended
Yeah, especially
way.
for a game like Celeste.
Yeah.
That's intended to be challenging.
Yeah, like you get to the end of that game and say, hey, I beat Celeste. That's an accomplishment. That's a thing. And then people see over and go like, yeah, but...
Yeah, and
then like that's important.
Yeah. I don't think anybody who turns on accessibility modes... Well, I guess they could kind of turn it on like cheats and claim like, oh, I beat it legit.
Yeah.
But like, nobody who really needs those accessibility modes is going to claim that they beat it legit, basically.
Like, it is a nice distinction if the developer wants to make that distinction. Like, it doesn't really hurt anybody, and it still lets people play the game how they wanted to play. Foxbox.
My nitpick for a remake, switch the concepts of acid and lava. If a gravity suit is keeping the fluid from touching you, the heat of lava should still be harmful.
Well, that's what the Varia suit's for.
Does the Varia suit make you immune to lava?
No.
Oh.
I mean, Varia suit makes you immune to heat, and the gravity suit makes you be able to move in fluid. So lava is still hot enough that that even with the Varia suit you still get hurt.
Yeah.
But between that and the gravity suits attempt to nullify liquid and just the increased defense that you get from both of them.
It's like a baby. It's like a combination. They had a baby, and you're immune to liquid heat.
Yeah, it's between the two of them, it's lava. And then the argument with acid is just, acid's not heat, it just friggin' burns.
I think my nitpick remake, recolor acid. Make it like bright green or something. I understand that that's the SNES graphics and they can't easily do that, but if they remade it, they could make it not the same color as the lava.
Yeah, and admittedly, it's a little frustrating because it feels like it's a little bit of them trying to have their cake and eat it too, where you ran into the lava earlier.
Yeah.
So that's the first obstacle, and they have to make you immune to that so you can keep playing. But they need something for you to run into later that functions like that.
Just a lot of spikes.
So, I mean, so they put in
acid.
Yeah, so they made acid, and that's fair, but all of Lower Norfair is filled with acid, but it's all red and hot and heated, and is very clearly supposed to represent lava.
Yeah.
Like, how would this room look if that was green instead?
The color palette.
Like, you'd have to get the whole area to work around it. But then you got, like, this weird acid area. It's like industrial waste. Like, that's not Ridley. I mean, that can be a neat area, but, like, for Lower Norfair?
Well, you don't have to have industrial waste be acid. I mean, like,
you don't have to, but, like, when you
lemons are acid.
Well, again, you don't have to, but when you're going for that aesthetic, that's kind of the feel you get.
It's the trope, sure. Make the acid purple. That would work better. It'd be kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to see purple.
I mean, Samus is purple.
Yeah.
Right now. It's probably the most vibrant purple they had, though.
Yeah.
And, like, that would be difficult to see. Yellow's bright. I'll give them that. Yellow is bright, and it looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
Alright, do you want to beat Ridley for me?
Okay, let's beat Ridley. Where's my cursor?
Does it count as using Naka time if you die? You're not gonna die, though.
No, it doesn't count as Naga time if I die, because if I die, I fudged right up. I mean, Ridley's hard, though, okay? Ridley's hard.
Ridley's hard, but, like, you usually go into this much more equipped, or much less equipped. Oh, you can shoot him while he's screaming! Okay. That might have helped a little bit the first time I fought him.
I should have tried to roll under him. Oh, he's not dead. Crap. Okay, now he's dead. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I was gonna say now he's dead. What?
So Ridley is funny. Okay, now Ridley's dead.
Wow. A minute and 20 seconds. Thanks, Naka. It's our save point.
The same one you last saved at.
God damn it.
Hey, what happened to the baby Metroid?
Fudge him.
Yeah, unlike every other boss, you don't actually get anything for beating Ridley. Like, you have every item.
You just get crippling disappointment.
Yeah, you do get an energy tank, and you are informed that the baby Metroid is no longer here.
What are you talking about? It's right there. Spinning.
And purple.
And purple. I'm the baby Metroid now. Baby Metroid is off to the right side of the screen in Christmas theme. We found him!
We did it!
Alright, we just go back the way we came.
Yep.
God damn it.
So, on one hand, the upside is you got an energy tank, and energy tank means...
Oh, that's nothing over there.
Yeah. You got the energy tank, and energy tank refills your health. So it doesn't matter what kind of state you were in at the end of Ridley fight, they just full heal you. As long as you find it in that corner.
Yeah, as long as you... Dang it! Come on, I thought that was a ledge that I could get on.
I'm gonna be honest, as a kid, I couldn't space jump upwards to save my life. And getting out of this room was so hard.
Through the door.
You did it. You probably did that faster than I did.
Well, I have how many years on Child Naka playing this game? At least 10. Definitely more than 10.
Yeah, how old was I when I did this? 6?
So like 20?
6, 7? Had to have been in elementary school.
These idiots.
See, like, you don't have to kill them. Just space jump over them, because the door's blue. And they never stop you from being able to leave this room out the door you came in. Like, that door is always blue, so if you're not having a good time, you can just leave. Now this is going to be a little fun. You gotta get on it, and then you gotta wait for it to go up. And then you have to jump up 2 levels.
Oh, fuck.
So, like, not that ledge there on the left, but the ledge above the spikes on the right. Because the spike thing comes down, like, right above your head.
Why? Is it gonna come down?
No, it won't. It's too high up. Hey, you made it. Holy crap. That's a friggin' hard jump. $10 from Platinum Venus, who says, missed a few weeks, but hopefully your holiday went well. Thank you very much, Platinum Venus.
Top off that Naka time.
Yeah, for $10, that's,
A minute and 40 seconds.
So that's 4:45. Hey, we can still make escape.
How long is this game?
The timer is 3 minutes, but it's not going to take me 3 minutes. I mean, even as a kid playing through this game, I tried to get out in 2. Hey there, how you doing?
Do you not die with a power bomb? Don't get caught on the ceiling, Samus.
I missed Zagon's question. Oh, didn't you ask the...
Oh my god, I'm power bombing!
Do you think Lower Norfair is closer to the center of Xevis, therefore the magma there is more potent, for lack of a better word, than Upper Norfair? You could consider that.
I guess.
Like, we call this acid, but maybe it's just really friggin' hot lava. And you can tell the difference by the bubbles coming out of it. Yeah, you have sprinkle.
Look.
And be careful of the key hunters. You did it.
I did it. I mean, you kind of mostly did the hard part. I want cake! I'm gonna just cry into my cake.
See, like, just getting...
salty.
Like, just getting there and back, especially if you don't have to deal with the friggin' bodyguards, isn't that hard a trek. But it feels hard, especially knowing Ridley's at the end of it.
Okay, so this is where I go up here.
Yep. So this... Oh, somebody asked earlier what my favorite power-up was. And...
Dang it, come on.
Yeah, asked what my favorite power-up was, and it's really hard to say. I may lean towards Gravity Suit just because it looks friggin' nice. Like, the functionality of it's alright, I guess, but, like, mostly it just looks sweet.
You two idiots.
Look, I said they're the strongest enemies in the game. I didn't say they were bright. Yeah, relate this background music more to Magmore Caverns than I do Norfair, which is funny for me because playing through Metroid Prime went... Like, I played the crap out of Super Metroid so much. And then play Metroid Prime, you can super missile that guy.
What the
That you just froze.
Don't care.
You may actually care.
Do you frickin' mind? Also, talk about memorable faces. Hello. What the frickin' no.
Okay, I know you talk about, like, the blind jumps the game makes you do. Go on the tip of the finger and just walk straight off. Don't go left or right, just straight down. Okay, I was off. They expect you to walk out.
Liar!
That's my bad. They expected you to walk out the end.
Liar!
That's the energy tank that, in retrospect, I wanted to direct you towards before Ridley. I just wanted to make sure you got to that save point.
Yeah.
You may
no,
want,
I can't see anything.
Yeah, you may want to leave and re-enter this room.
That's fine. How do you get out?
Space jump.
Dang it.
I was gonna say don't super the door, but then I figured I'm gonna hold off because last time I said that, you said I was just changing off supers. So I was just gonna let whatever happen happen.
Frick!
These boulders are kind of jerks. I think that's great. Try going down this hallway.
I like how you can see the background more. Okay. Just to make sure.
Crumble blocks.
Heck. Heck.
So you have to come down from above.
Heck. Heck. Frick. Frack.
can't do much in there, so maybe you can do something here.
Frack.
I will point out the X-ray scope will not help you. This is honest to goodness mean, and I don't know why they did it. This is probably something else that I would go back up. This is something that, again, this is kind of mean, and I don't know why they did it. Oh hey, I didn't know a powerbomb killed them. Yeah, but that left wall is just fake. I think that's the only wall in the game that you can't see with the X-ray scope. And I don't know why. Like, that's not great.
Okay. I agree with you. If you establish a rule in a video game, if you're designing a video game and you say, this is a rule in this game, in this universe, X works like Z. Don't have an exception that is an exception for no apparent reason. Like, if you have, you know, this enemy is always killed by a missile. Don't have an exception unless it's, oh, well, this guy has a shield, so it's not killed by the missile. Or this guy, you know, is bigger or a different color. You know, that's fine. If it's an apparent exception, that's fine. This? Frick? I mean, I guess if you, like, walk over to it.
Yeah, all you have to do is brush up against it and go. Oh, wait.
You don't even have to brush up against it. All you have to do is literally walk. Well, let me see.
Yeah, I think before you go over there, the camera doesn't go over there.
Oh, yeah. So you have to, like, you have to get in it. Video game!
And just to respond to Toa, who says, I would guess that's a bug, not a feature. It could be, but just given how thorough they've been with pretty much everything else in the game, I find that a little hard to believe, but I also don't know why they would go out of their way to do that there. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, missiles.
Like, that's the big thing for me, and why it's hard to tell if it's a bug or a feature, because, like, on one hand, I don't feel like it's... I feel like the quality...
Aww.
Yeah, this area is fun. You get... you know that power bomb you saw earlier? This is how you get to it.
Oh.
That's all that's over there, if you want to go through the hoops.
Not for our power bomb.
Yeah, but this is... It is... It's hard to tell if it was intended or not. Because on one hand, it feels like...
Frick.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if it was intended or not, because it just feels like they've been thorough enough and good enough with their design that they wouldn't miss something that obvious.
No, I went through Shacktool.
Yeah, you did Shacktool.
I like that guy. He's trying really hard.
I mean, there are bugs and glitches, but like just something that overt that everyone has to run through straight up.
Frick!
I think you shot that actually, which is why it went down. Normally that gate's up. I like the little nook they gave you here, though.
Well, otherwise you're gonna just stand in the lava and die. These idiots.
Yeah, so this is nice, because I'd stand just a little bit further away from the wall. Like, don't stand right up against the wall. Or shoot through the floor straight up, that works too.
Hey, I can do it.
And, I mean, I say that just because I've butted right up against the wall before, and every now and then they actually dive down through the hole at you.
Oh.
Yeah, like the game, the design of the game and thoroughness of the game feels good enough that they wouldn't overlook something that obvious that you have to run into. But at the same time, I don't see the point in it. Like, I don't see why they would go to that much trouble to hide that hallway. That's your exit. After this is a one-way exit out of Lower Norfair. So if you're ready to leave Lower Norfair,
I
that's
guess
where you
so.
go. Yeah, it is. The only thing you're missing down here is a power bone.
It's just like this. Huh? Really, you can just step on these for literally no reason? Wait a minute, what?
Those blocks can also be screw attacked into.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I keep shooting when I need to do this.
I mean, that is true. It may also be like it's an extra step to set a wall as X-ray throughable. So maybe just like in going over, they just forgot to flag that one.
Maybe. I mean, it's usually something like it's on a different layer.
Yeah.
Or as a variable or something. I don't know.
I have messed a little bit with like the Super Metroid level editor, which tells you a lot about how the game was programmed. And
I would guess X-ray stuff is on a different layer, because if I go over here...
I don't know if there are different layers like that in the game.
It's not... It doesn't hide the sprite, because you can still see half of the sprite. It's like some kind of... like, not ray tracing. But like, look at that.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know how the X-ray scope works.
Yeah.
I just know that if we're talking about layers, this Super Nintendo is awkward. And...
Do you freaking mind not jumping out right where I'm...
Like, if we're talking layers, the Super Nintendo is really awkward. And it only has, like, 3 layers or so.
Okay, can I go out this way?
Yep. Like, straight up, it only has, like, 3 layers. And that's the background.
Okay.
Yeah. Back to Bubble Mountain.
I like how memorable this place is. It's weird as heck.
But those 3 layers are generally the background, the field you're playing on, and the HUD. Otherwise, pretty much everything is done on the one layer alongside everything else. It's just that, like, some sprites are flagged as being one thing or another. Like, I have no idea how the X-ray works. Like, I know how I'd do it, but I also have access to better technology than they had.
Okay.
I mean, we killed Ridley, that's all the statues.
Yeah, now I gotta remember where that shit is. I care not for your shenanigans. Nor your shenanigans. Perry sounds so done. I am moderately finished.
It's okay, we're almost there.
That frick. Yeah. Okay. I like how they have you go up through the whole game, basically. Just like...
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, it's like, look, you just went through the worst shit ever. Go beat some stuff up. Look how far you've come. Can I get...
You can, but it's hard. There's an easier way to get up if you go around.
No! Ah! Why am I doing this?
playing too much combo randomizer. Because I'm thinking there's a room right down there that's like an energy recharge or a map room or something.
Uh-huh.
But in the combo randomizers, transition to Link to the Past.
Oh.
So I'm thinking transition to Link to the Past and then reset the console. That'll get you to your ship. You'll just be there at your ship.
You are playing too much of the combo randomizer.
I was like, what's the fastest way back? Oh, just go out there. Oh, right. Okay, so you have options on how you want to get back. You could, like, go through Meridia if you don't want to go up Red Tower.
Yeah, where am I? Frick?
So, through Meridia, you're down here. There you are. So, you're down here. You came up here the first time, and I told you not to go that way, because it was just going to lead you into Brine Star. So, if you want to go to Brine Star, you can go through Meridia, and that's just this tall room, and then that door, like, out in the middle of it, and you can just space jump out to that and then go out.
What if I just go left?
Yeah, or you could go into Brine Star, and then you gotta climb Red Tower. I hate Red Tower, so... Oh my goodness, you actually shot the door before you landed and missed one of the game's meanest tricks. And it upsets me.
What? What?
This is only useful. The trap only works at all if you have screw attack. So you're like at endgame. I mean, technically you could bomb it, but who was ever gonna put a bomb there? But if you go back into the previous room, that block you're standing on is breakable.
Oh.
And you just screw attack right along that room and go, I'm just gonna land right next to this door and go, and go, the crap?
And you're disappointed.
I'm saddened.
You're disappointed that I was smart enough not to do that. Not even because I knew, just because like this is quicker. It was just like that's faster. God damn it! You threw me off.
Like, it's the most harmless trap. It's just there to make you go, God dang it, game!
Oh, I can kill them.
There are very few things that screw attack does not kill.
Come on. There we go. Okay, I'm actually... Damn it. Damn it. I actually want to freeze you. No! Get out! Should've done the other thing! Should have done the other thing!
It's funny because on one hand, you're still mashing the jump button in order to space jump, but on the other hand, you've found a way to do it that works for you. So you know what? More power to you.
we go. I had to find where I was and where I was shooting. Oh god, you idiots.
Okay, but don't screw attack here. It's just gonna make it harder on you. Because another step of the game is kind of being mean to you once you have the screw attack. All these platforms are breakable.
Oh. Ah!
Just like that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, also right here, just in case you hit it right, this middle one is breakable, but the one on the edge is not. Like, technically you don't need it because you have space jump, so you can just go up this entire tower.
Dang it! No!
You did it.
I did it.
Can't you turn off screw attack? Yes, but why would you?
Frick! Get... Where am I?
Sadly, screw attack does not kill environmental.
Ah! Ah!
It is a little funny, yeah. Like, as Maverick says, like, the game likes to tease you.
Yeah.
Now that you have, like, the most powerful movement and attack
What is
mechanic. It's just kind of there. It's a pipe.
Okay. I'm gonna save.
Yeah. Now that you have the most powerful movement and offensive technique, the game likes to tease you. And it's never in a harmful way. It's just... Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna land on that platform with your super powerful weapon, huh?
Rude. God, freaking mean cactus jerk.
But Samus can run around at the speed of sound. She just needs a time to build up speed.
Ship.
It's the ship.
That's not the button I wanted.
I used to run around with X-ray scope on, and like whenever I saw an enemy, I'd stop and point the X-ray scope at him like I was stopping and like planning out how I wanted to kill him.
Fuck.
Yeah, you gotta go into that tunnel to build up speed. If you want a speed booster through it. Oh, you could do a short charge there. I know as a kid I always had to go in.
It's 10 p.m. I kind of want cake.
Okay. Want to try to beat the game first? We can have cake. And a little bit. Cake. Celebratory cake! See, it's right there. You can see where the elevator is that you didn't go all the way to.
Huh. Oh. I got it when I said oh.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh.
Oh.
If you want another energy tank, there's one in Gauntlet, which is right above you.
Huh?
There's a section up here that goes in.
Oh, so in the sky area?
Yeah, and there's an energy tank in there if you want it.
I want an energy tank.
It's kind of painful to get to.
But it's an energy tank.
can get up there with screw attack. Or not screw, speed. You can get up there with speed booster. But it's easier to get up here once you have the space jump and screw attack. It's actually hidden in the wall.
Really?
Yeah. It's right below you. I'm actually surprised when you screw attack by it, it didn't break. Like, I'm genuinely surprised it didn't break.
Frick. Frack. Stop hitting your head. There we go. I think you have to screw attack it.
Yeah, you can. It's bomb blocks, so you can also lay a bomb next to them.
Oh, so bomb blocks are also screw attack blocks for some.
Yeah. A lot of kind of pain in here, but if you just want to screw attack through the whole room, another reason why this is way easier to do once you have space jump and screw attack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like power bombing these.
You can't. Stop it. Stop! Rude!
Oh, that guy down there trying to grab you into the lava.
Rude!
Oh, this is acid too, so.
Yeah. Gib. So don't listen here.
If you keep going, there are 2 missile expansions.
Oh.
Or you could turn back and go through that room again.
Modulate that space jump. Jeez.
Oh, you know, this will also put you really close to where we needed to be anyway.
Huh. Okay. So just in case you're dying. Oh, those are just okay. Nope. Huh. Well, I chose poorly.
I was just gonna let you have that one. This is a really mean little area if you want those missile packs. You can get both of them, but you almost have to go into it knowing how to get to them to get both of them. Just a really mean trap.
Oh my god.
This actually works for the randomizer, because you can use those power bomb blocks in order to go up there and check what both items at the end of Gauntlet are.
Ah.
That way, like, later on, you know, or you know you actually do have to go through Gauntlet, or you know you only have to go halfway. And, like, you can see what that first item is, and if it's so useless, you can just reset or something. But you don't have to go all the way through. Go through all of that headache.
Yeah. Alright, time for this.
Oh man, I haven't seen this cutscene in a while.
Do you not see it in the randomizer?
Yeah, they cut it out of the randomizer.
Oh, rip.
Once you've beaten all once you've beaten all 4 of them, you come into this room, and it's just already lowered and set up, and you can just walk right into Torrane.
Speedruns, yo.
Give me facts about muscles.
This is my frickin' frack. Was missile packs. Oh, captions rendered missile packs as muscle facts.
Give me facts about muscles.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot this door. I have to pee really bad. So
Alright, so facts about muscles.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Naka's gonna give you facts about muscles.
Facts about muscles. Alright, I don't know many facts about muscles. I know in your upper arm, the one on kind of the front that everybody looks at and sees a big thing, that's called a bicep.
Muscle fact. What's the strongest muscle in your body?
Your heart.
Yep.
So you got your bicep there. You got your shoulder muscle, just going right up. That's your deltoid. Right below that, there's this weird, like, kind of U-shaped muscle. It's kind of on the back side of the bicep. That's called your tricep. Those are pretty much all the muscle names that I know. I know the muscles on your back that, like, reach out to your arm are called your lats. And I remember that because, I remember a teacher in high school saying that he would always joke about people, he would always joke about some, like, big, like, weightlifter muscle guys, like, on, like their football team or whatever, walking around with their arms, like, sticking out sideways. And he would always say those guys have ELS, which is exaggerated lats syndrome. Like, they're walking with their arms out there to make it look like they got bigger muscles than they do. That's all my muscle facts.
I'm gonna jump down a hole and die. Okay, well, I saved, but that was before. Don't care.
Sploosh.
You can see without the water filter on top. Okay. Muscle fact, bones exist to anchor muscles on. Also, so muscles aren't just flopping about. Oh, good. They give you a save point right away.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they give you the map of Torrane. You don't have to go to a map station. They just give it to you. There it is.
So there's 2 save points.
If you save at that second save point, you can't get out of Torrane.
Oh. So if you wanted to go 100% stuff?
You can't.
Oh. Well.
It's your call whether or not you want to.
I'm not gonna go back and farm stuff. I've got...
Yeah. It's also a little bit bad design, if only because what if you don't have enough missiles or whatever? Like, what if you need more?
You're fine.
Honestly, though, at this point, if you beat Ridley, you're good. Like, if you beat Ridley, you can take this.
Does Mother Brain not have as much health as Ridley?
I mean, you can charge Beamer one way or the other.
Oh, fair. This is infinite!
The concern... Yeah, there is a concern about getting through the Zebatite bars, though. You may not have enough missiles to get through the Zebatite bars.
I might not?
No, oh, you got plenty.
Okay.
I just mean, like,
I was gonna say, I've got 175. I hope I have enough.
I do know that you can clear out the Zebatite bars and then go back and save. Or go back, save. There's a missile recharge station. You can refill your missiles and then go back in and the Zebatite bars are still gone.
I see. Interesting.
I don't know if you can only destroy one bar and then leave and then come back and that one bar is gone.
You need 176. Oh, well, I don't have enough. I gotta go find more missiles. I should have gotten those 2 missiles on the way down from Gauntlet.
I'm sorry.
Can't have 175.
You do not need 176 missiles in here.
I know, it was a Kappa.
You don't need 100 missiles in here. Okay, so take these next rooms slow.
I'm gonna barge right in.
Freeze him, super missile him.
Oh, okay. That's weird. Hey!
SpaghettiOs!
Hey! Stop it! Stop!
If you want to stop him for a little bit longer, freeze him and just leave him there.
Oh, that's fair. Dang it. Cease. Ah!
If you get one of those on you, just lay power bombs.
Huh.
3 power bombs will kill him. I think you can, if you don't have power bombs, you can regular bomb and they'll eventually get off of you.
Freaking. Too much shit. Disapprove of the quantity of shit that is happening. No. At least they give you those back.
Yeah, for the most part, they drop enough ammo to give you your stuff back. You can't go through the door!
Go through the door! That pushes him away.
Yeah, if you screw attack into them, they bounce off of you.
I'm mostly screw attacking through those. Frickin'. SpaghettiOs! Frickin' SpaghettiOs! I don't even like SpaghettiOs. I press jump. Wait, is that not lava? No,
It's acid.
not lava.
It's acid, but it has like a static graphic behind it to make it look red.
Interesting.
Oh,
Eh?
never mind. It's not important.
Come on. Come on.
Jump up in the air and shoot straight down at him.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Frick! SpaghettiO, I don't appreciate you! God damn it.
Oh no, you got him on you? You can't rapid fire these, but like they also don't hurt you while the explosion is going off.
Hey, killed that one too. Thanks. No!
You're fine. You can't kill these.
Oh.
You can technically you have to hit him with a super missile to kill him, but like your super missiles are more precious than those guys.
No. I don't like you. Oh. I still don't like you. I like how that was a gray door. Like, can you, like, jump over this guy and not touch him? Can you see that door not being gray?
I don't even know if that gray door is triggered by him. I don't know what triggers that gray door.
Presumably him. What was that? Oh. Alright, time to learn how to jump rope.
You got this.
Look, we found the Christmas Metroid. What? You can't kill your mom? You don't got it in you to kill your mom?
I didn't raise you like this.
You're raised to you're a killing machine! Tell me there's health immediately. What?
Pull
the trigger, Piglet! Alright. I go in the pink door, right?
Yeah.
I just keep going, right? You freaking... You can't break that one!
Nope.
That's arbitrary.
Some of those are harder than others.
That's arbitrary, and I don't like... Oh, you can get both.
Full-on missiles.
Really? Well, I don't need this.
Yeah, this useless one on the other hand.
Toriel's theme playing in the background. You come back here and eat your adopted mom like a good Metroid. You know what you were bred for? No, not super missiles.
For the record, a single super missile will open a red door.
I know, you explained that to me once in trying to rationalize the whole red door taking 5 missiles thing. I don't buy that rationalization.
I don't know. That's not much of a rationalization. That doesn't really mean anything. Like the 5 missile thing is honestly, it's just a carryover from Metroid 1. I don't know why they made this decision in Metroid 1. In later Metroid games, they make red doors that just take 1 missile.
No. No. Okay, now I'm ready. Shoot again.
He can't see you. It's one of the few boss doors that you can actually stand at level with him to shoot the eye. Here's a save point in there.
Yep, here's a save point. I'm gonna go save, because I'm not coming back.
Okay.
Ah! Ah! Really? Okay. Point of no return. Sure. Can you really not get back out?
Yeah, there's a gray door in the way.
Oh. It's a one-way gray door.
Yep.
Alright.
It's like back where that sand Torizo was.
And then I never beat the game. I'm gonna give this one good shot.
So you can do a couple things here.
What? Oh, god damn it.
So for the next room, I would suggest getting on missiles. And there are going to be a lot of SpaghettiOs, and there's these little shooters that shoot these tiny little bullet things out that you almost can't see. Tiny little laser bullet things you almost can't see.
Nice.
Nothing in there does a lot of damage, but you are going to get hit a lot. So the best thing I can suggest is...
Get through the room as fast as possible?
Just ignore them. Run up, push your face right up against the Zebatite bars, and unload missiles until the Zebatite bars explode. Because if you let off a Zebatite bar, those red things at the bottom are Zebatite bars too.
Oh, okay.
If you let off shooting one, it'll recuperate and get big again.
Okay.
So like just face smash it, unload missiles until it blows up. You get hit, you're gonna get hit. Now what you can do is once you're done with all the Zebatite bars, just leave.
Come back and save?
Yeah, come back, save, go to the health recharge, missile recharge, do whatever.
Wait, where's the gray door?
It's, like, up here.
Oh, okay. So you can go to that.
Yeah, you can go to the energy recharge and stuff.
Okay. Okay. How do I know when I stop and leave?
When you see Mother Brain.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. Like, she's there and she doesn't do anything to you.
Oh, she doesn't do anything to you until you break her.
Yeah. You don't have to jump either. You can just stand there.
Oh, okay. Just get out of the freaking.
I wonder if you can do damage to Mother Brain and that damage stays.
Okay, so do I have to?
You can break this one and then leave.
Okay. Oh, I see the little pew pew things.
Yeah. Like, half of them don't even shoot at you. They're, like, off shooting in space somewhere. But, like, there's just so much crap going on in here. You're just gonna get hit by a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder how much damage you can do to Mother Brain before that that actually saves if you leave.
Huh.
Like, I wonder if you can break her glass tube open.
That's not what I wanted to do, but I don't care because I'm refilling that.
Well, if I have to fight Mother Brain, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to also do escape.
Well,
Mother Brain's like a friggin' cutscene boss.
I'm gonna give it one good shot, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't beat her. Just remove the cat on Knock-a-Time. Somebody like tip right as just keep refilling Knock-a-Time.
Yeah, somebody get like $20 ready. Right for wanna go save?
I wanna save, yeah, I wanna save. Okay, I'll give it one shot. What's the best way to beat her?
So the first thing you have to do is deal with the glass phase with the tank, and that's mostly just regular missiles, unload on her. You can kind of, you got a little platform there, you can kind of stand on it and just wail on her. It's going to be a little frustrating because you're going to get those rinkas, the SpaghettiOs, getting shot at you. So, like, you can try to dodge them. If you want to get an extra second, you can try to, like, freeze one so no more come out and then get back to missiling Mother Brain. Or you could just get hit by them. But, like, highest priority, many missiles as you possibly can into her. You can stand on the end, shoot, aim diagonally, and just go. A number.
Just a number, any number, some number.
It's random. I don't know. So I think there will come a point when just standing there and shooting diagonally, you won't hit her anymore. Like you break the glass tube, and like the diagonal goes over her head, so you may have to jump up to shoot her. But like again, just unload on her. Once she gets to her second phase, stand in the lower right corner, aim diagonally up, unload on her.
Does she have a spot?
Her head.
Okay.
the brain.
Right. As would be implied.
She has a number of attacks in that phase, as long as you keep unloading, and you will run out of ammo. Maybe. You may not run out of missiles. You have a lot of missiles.
So when she's out of her head, I can super missile her?
Yeah, don't waste super missiles on the tank.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can if you want to, but, like, I wouldn't waste super missiles on the tank. But yeah, otherwise stand there, aim diagonally up at her, unload on her. She's got a couple different attacks to worry about, but it's stuff like if you see it coming, jump over it. Because, like, you just stand there. It's not like a big dramatic, you're moving around everywhere kind of fight. You stand there. She's got a little bomb she'll spew out, and it'll bounce a couple times and then explode. So just hop over it. She's got these blue rings, laser things that she shoots at you. It'll come straight at you, jump over it. If you happen to be up in the air, she's got a little laser she shoots straight out. You shouldn't be up in the air long enough for that to hit you anyway. Like, she goes up and then she shoots it and then you fall back down and it doesn't hit you. Probably one of the worst ones is the ketchup beam. The joke is that all of her attacks are fast food based.
What the fuck are speedrunners?
So she's got the little laser that comes out, that's the French fry.
Oh my God.
Got the rings, those are onion rings. Got the ketchup beam. I forget what the bombs are. But she's got the big ketchup beam coming out, and you'll kind of know that one's coming because she doesn't do anything for a second. She doesn't do it right away. She has to, like, get kind of low on health before she starts doing it. But she doesn't do anything for a second, and then you'll see her arm pull back. It's not super, it's not like a giant tail or anything, but her arm pulls back some and then pushes forward, and the big laser shoots out of her hand. It aims at wherever you are, so you just kind of have to wait for her. Like, as soon as you see her arm, you jump. Or whatever. As long as you're just unloading on her, it shouldn't be that big a deal if you get hit.
Okay.
Mostly, it's just stand there. If you see something getting shot at, you jump over it. Oh man, thanks for the sub. The resub for 17 months.
Holy, that's a lot of months.
It is.
At least you get to see Escape. That's probably going to be Naka time.
Yeah, Escape is going to be interesting.
Last thing I want to do is beat Mother Brain and then die. What could go wrong?
Yeah, the only frustrating thing about Escape is if you still don't quite have your platforming shoes on. There is some platforming that could get frustrating. But that's what Naka time is for, I guess. If at any point you need to, pause the game.
Timer stops?
Yeah, timer should stop. It'd be weird if it kept going.
Sometimes it does that to stop you from cheating.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But, like, it should be fine. Like, if something happens, even if you're trying to do Escape, and you get to the point of, like, you're messing this up, Escape.
Alright, captioner.
Okay. Like, if you're trying to do that and you get to a point that, like, just messing you up, just pause.
Somebody says in before she forgets to save the animals. Oh, I'm not gonna forget to save the animals. I'm just gonna panic and then say, screw you!
But then you haven't actually beaten the game.
Alright.
Alright.
I think the worst part of this game for me was the bosses. Alright.
The Zebatai bars are still gone.
Why is everything vibrating?
Because lava's rising.
I don't have to do that! God damn it. Wait, does it just keep rising?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just high enough to be intimidating.
Stop! Get out of the... Nope, that one missiles.
Like, you can keep shooting the glass. You don't have to get the shot in the middle. You can't stand on that.
Oh.
As much as you want to.
I do want to. Stop. Can I just stand up? No.
You can maybe, if you get on like the left corner, aim diagonally up and shoot. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, wait for the lock.
So this is where Metroid 1 ended, right?
Pretty much.
And then
Like, you did that and then there was escape.
Yeah, and then so like Super Metroid is like, haha, you thought you beat her. Super missile right now, right?
Now.
You're creepy! You're creepy!
That French fry bean. There's the ketchup.
Rip! Come on, lady. Lady!
There we go. Yeah, you can't get hit much more at all, by the way.
Well, I'm gonna. Because that's how being bad at video games works.
Oh, you made it. This should only do 3 energy tanks. And then you shouldn't be able to get up. She'll just kind of yell at you. You did it! You beat Mother Brain!
I guess.
You had reserve tanks too, so if you did get lower than 3, I probably would have told you to manually go in and fail. Is you absolutely have to eat at least 1 laser. So you have to have 3 energy tanks left. If you have a stupid amount of health left, then she just keeps lasering you. Do it once and go, oh, well, I guess I'll just do it again.
No, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it in reverse.
Who'd have thought Metroids could do this?
Yeah.
Like, that's also kind of a big plot thing that this game introduced. Like, Metroids are always these killing machines, but it's
I like how she's just like, hey! Hey!
Okay, so here's the tip. Hit the angle up button, and hold shoot.
Okay.
And just don't...
I have 0 anything.
You will get hurt. Don't worry about it. Hold angle up and shoot. Don't move. Don't
Just hold it?
Just hold it.
Okay.
You're fine. You'll get hit once and that'll knock you into the back corner where you can just hit her all the time. Like, you don't have to do anything. Just...
Do you mind?
I'm a little surprised you got a couple hits in, but whatever. She's dead. You killed her.
For good measure! Okay, now I have to frickin' GTFO.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Why didn't the Metroid change like the ones in Metroid 2? The ones in Metroid 2 are going through a natural life cycle, which we haven't seen any Metroids do anywhere other than their home.
Heck?
Shoot him.
Oh, okay.
You have the solution to all puzzles in your gun.
I don't know where I'm going!
Go where there's a door.
I don't know where the doors are! I like how you have 0 of anything.
Yeah, go through the middle.
Middle? Here?
No. Back down where you were.
God, this is why I don't like... Here?
No.
Here?
Yes.
God! How are you supposed to know that? Where do I go? Here?
Yes. I mean, you only have the one path, right? Up.
How are you supposed to know that?
I mean, going the wrong... Oh, you're going up.
Well, no, I'm not. Stop. I hit jump, you freaking game.
For the most part, if you take a wrong path, the wrong paths are very short, so you waste a little bit of time, but it's not that big a deal. Yes. You're going up in here.
Come on.
You're going up and to the left. Left.
Other left. God, frick, frick, frick! Frick, no! Frick!
Pause. Pause. I'm manually instantiating Naka time.
Go
Just
ahead.
to make sure you
Sure.
get the crap out.
I don't even care about Naka time. You've got 4. You've got more minutes in Naka time than you've got on the timer.
Sure do.
Okay.
You don't fit in their ship.
It's fine.
Get in the ship.
Nah, I'm just gonna laze about. Where is the stupid ship?
Bam! You did it! Oh, I forgot to pause that.
Good job.
We did it!
I like 90% beat this game.
Like, you beat Mother Brain, though.
Yeah.
Beat Mother Brain. You did most of Escape. I stopped you right before that big vertical thing.
Oh, so that you can frickin' shine spark up it.
Like, that's why I stopped you there. Because I figured, like, with a minute or so left on the timer, I did not want you getting, like, halfway up and, like, falling or stumbling or whatever and not making it off. Like, I just wanted to avoid that whole scenario. 8:24, man, that is 2 hours faster than my first run of this game as a child.
It's 12 hours out of game time.
Yeah, and that's 2 hours game time.
I want cake.
We can go have cake. Alright, you did it though.
I'm gonna go scream into a hole.
Well, hey, now I will never tell you to play Super Metroid again. We've done it.
Yeah, now you stop nagging me.
I may
Now what if we learned from this?
I may at some point ask you to play Link to the Past.
Oh god. Saved the animals, kill the cake. Now get me to do the combo, rando.
No, next up we have to do Link to the Past.
Oh god. And then we combine them.
Well, then we have to do the Super Metroid randomizer.
My god.
Then we have to do the Link to the Past randomizer. Then we do the combo rumbo. I'm not going to make you play any of those.
Combo berry random. No. No. Generally terrible idea.
Yes.
And then the one that offsets it.
The 90-degree ones?
90-degree one.
Where you have to bomb jump and wall jump everywhere.
Well, hey, if there's one thing I'm not good at bomb jumping. If there's one thing I'm good at in this game, I figured out how to single wall jump, like, with 50% consistency.
Yeah, I feel like you would enjoy Link to the Past more than Super Metroid.
I don't know. The things that I didn't like about Super Metroid were the bosses, and I think there's more bosses in Link to the Past.
There are, but the biggest...
I did not get the sexy ending.
Dear Force! Yeah, you got the helmet ending, though.
What is the helmet ending?
She takes her helmet off.
Is that...
That's under 10 hours.
Oh. It's just a thumbs up. And then she kills you. It's like, you've seen my true form. You must die.
Yeah, so the thing with Link to the Past, though...
83%! That's about how much game I actually played.
No, so the thing with Link to the Past, though, is Super Metroid is a super, super technical game. Like, even just for casual completion, like being able to do a lot of very precise movements and very precise controls quickly and under pressure. And Link to the Past has more bosses, but it's not nearly as technical a game. Like, it has bosses, but the bosses are like, stand at the bottom of the screen and shoot arrows upward at it. And that's it. Or like, even friggin' Argus, it's like, hookshot the dudes to pull them off of them and then slash them with his sword. And then move away from him because sometimes he moves towards you. And like, that's the boss fight. I feel like you would probably enjoy Link to the Past more than Super Metroid.
That's gonna be next season's Metroid is not Metroid. Next season's Metroid, actually Link to the Past.
Yeah, the only
Season's
thing about
Triforce?
Yeah, the only issue with Link to the Past is there are some things that, yeah, Trolldorm would give you trouble. Trolldorm is probably the only, like, genuinely technical boss.
Hey, if there's Knock-a-Time, then there's Knock-a-Time.
And he's called Trolldorm for a reason. He's actually called Moldorm, but... And, like, he's not even that technical, per se. He's just super random and can just decide to knock you off the edge sometimes.
Oh.
And everyone hates him.
Well.
Yeah, Mothra's another one that's kind of stupid. Mothra's broken, though. Like, Mothra is genuinely broken. So, like, if you have a hard time against Mothra, that's not even your fault. Like, it's not just, like, broken, it's, like, legitimately they programmed him incorrectly broken.
Oh. So, do I use the remaining 3 minutes and 23 seconds to make you feed me cake?
I mean, I'd do it for free. But, I mean, maybe I wouldn't feed it to you, but I'd go get it for you and give you...
Feed me, and tell me I'm pretty.
I mean, I'll get you the cake and give you the fork, and then I will tell you you're pretty.
That was not my instruction.
Yeah, so the thing with Mothra and why he's so stupid is the room is like surrounded by spikes, and Mothra floats in the air. So he's like almost always overlapping these spikes. If you stab him while he's overlapping the spike, the fact that the spike can damage you, Mothra ignores it, so like it doesn't take damage from the spikes, but it still registers as like a damage source kind of, and it overrides your swing.
Oh.
So you hit him, and it does the, hey, I got hurt. But he didn't actually get hurt, because he doesn't, because it says, I got hurt by spikes that don't hurt me.
Mm.
So it's genuinely a stupid fight. Like, if you go in with Tempered Sword, you can just destroy him. If you can hit him not into spikes.
That's a lot of bosses.
Of note, though, it does not have any mini-bosses. Whereas Super Metroid, it has the 4 main bosses, but it also has Torzo, Gold Torzo, Crocmire, Botwoon, like 8 bosses. Like 9 total. 10 if you count Mother Brain. And the thing is, a lot of the fights in Link to the Past can get hard, but they're not hard in a technical sense. They're not hard because I just can't finger this gun into the right direction or whatever. They're mostly hard because there's stupid random stuff happening.
Mm.
Like Cold Stare bouncing around the room, and it's just a lot to keep track of. And the thing about Link to the Past is you can bring potions. So yeah, like that's kind of the thing. Is, oh yeah, I have problems with this, but how many problems would I have with it if I brought 3 blue potions to the fight? And like, I wouldn't. Or if you don't want to bring potions, you can bring fairies, and then if you die, they'll just bring you back. I think potions are more efficient, but like you also have to catch yourself before you die.
Mm.
Whereas like a fairy, you just don't even have to worry about it. Just go die, and they'll hook you up. But yeah, there we go.
Yay!
The Smetroids. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been fun. Most of the time.
Merry Seasons Metroid. Hey, it's not a calendar affiliated holiday.
Yeah.
It's Seasons Metroid is whenever Seasons Metroid is the end of Seasons Metroid. Okay, bye.
Yeah, Seasons Metroid is during the holiday season. It is the most fertile of seasons. Oh, it fixed itself. Now it says Medford. Seasons Medford.
They can't, for the record, they can't see above the second line.
Yeah.
So, like, if it fixes itself up here, they have no idea what's going on.
Alright, good night, everybody. We're gonna go eat cake.
Good night.
Thanks for hanging around.
It's a Valentine's Link to the Past. I am not doing this again that soon. Feed me and tell me I'm pretty.
Okay. I won't make you do this again.
Good night, everybody.